This next song is called Row, Row, Row. And it really is about sex, sex, sex. And, you know, who's that guffawing over there? Anyway, the sex is never actually mentioned in the lyric, but it doesn't take a genius to figure out that's what the thrust of the song is, so to speak. Whoa, get back! You know, I went to a wedding years ago in Northern Ireland, and this gal was a great believer. She said to me, you know, God must have loved us so much to have given us sex. And I thought, well, maybe he loved us, and maybe he's just having a good chuckle too, because think of the problems and the strife that sex causes. What sex causes, of course, it's wonderful, but it is a source of a lot of problems, isn't it? I think it's just, and also the great mystery of what it turns people on, to put it bluntly. Isn't it weird? I mean, I can understand most things, but I think to have some woman dressed in leather beating me on my bare bottom with a riding crop and raising welts, and imagining that as a turn on, I can't see it. But maybe that's because my mommy was a dominatrix. No, just kidding. No. Anyway, so here is Row, 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 and you'll see what I mean. Young Johnny Jones, he had a cute little boat, and all the girlies he would take for a float. He had girlies on the shore, sweet little peaches by the score. But Johnny was a Weisenheimer, you know. His steady girl was Flo. And every Sunday afternoon they'd jump in his boat and he would spoon. And then he'd row, row, row. Way up the river he would row, row, row. A hug he'd give her, then he'd kiss her now and then. She would tell him when. He'd fool around, and then they'd kiss again. And then he'd row, row, row. A little farther he would row, ho, 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 ho. Then he'd drop both his oars, take a few more encores, and then he'd row, row, row. Right in his boat he had a cute little seat, and every kiss he stole from Flo was so sweet. And he knew just how to row. He was a rowing Romeo. He knew an island where the trees were so grand. He knew just where to land. And tales of love he'd tell to Flo, until it was time for them to go. And then he'd row, row, row. Way up the river he would row, row, row. A hug he'd give her, then he'd kiss her now and then. She would tell him when. He'd fool around, and then they'd kiss again. And then he'd row, row, row. A little farther he would row, ho, 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 ho. With her head on his breast, then there's 20 bars rest. And then he'd row,